Today, I am going to talk to you about the current situation with CQS and what's happening. So, we're going to look at what the changes are to the CQS accreditation. We are going to look at the requirements of the Core Practice Management Standard, this being the current Core Practice Management Standard of 1st of May 2022. And for those of you who've previously looked at the Core Practice Management Standard, I intend to identify to you where the changes have been made against the previous Core Practice Management Standard version. So, as I just touched upon, procedures need to be written down. So it's not good enough for a practice to actually state that, well, we do follow it in practice, but we just don't have it written down. So the glossary of terms, which is contained within the CQS standard, clearly sets out that a procedure is a written set of steps as to how an activity will occur in the practice. Similarly, with a policy and a plan, they need to be written down as well. So we also have two variants in terms of the descriptions within the Core Practice Management Standard, and that's musts and shoulds. Now, if the requirement states that a practice must have a procedure or a practice must have a policy, then that is mandatory. It applies to all practices, regardless of your profile, regardless of whether you are a sole practitioner working on your own, through to whether you are, a large regional organisation with multiple offices and a significant number of partners and people in the residential conveyancing department. The word must is mandatory and applies to all practices. However, do read the guidance notes that sit with the Core Practice Management Standard, because there is indication within that documentation for sole practitioners in particular to how they could deal with a particular requirement. And then we have should. So there is only one should in the May 2022 Core Practice Management Standard, and that is in relation to cyber essentials. So practices are required to have an information management and security policy, and they should be accredited against cyber essentials. If practices choose not to adopt that particular requirement, then they do need to document why, and they do need to be prepared to have a conversation with the assessor as to why they have chosen to not adopt that particular approach.